I found my CEO meeting IT at 2 a.m., and it turned into a huge overnight shock at my job. I worked night security at a corporate office downtown. It was boring, but the pay helped me stay in school. My job was simple. Every 2 hours, walk the floors and make sure doors were locked. One night around 2 a.m., I reached the executive floor and saw light under the CEO's corner office door. That shouldn't happen. Everyone was always gone by then. I also heard two voices, low and rushed, like they didn't want anyone to hear. I walked slower and stayed close to the wall. Through the frosted glass, I could make out two people at the big desk. One was Mr. Harrison, our 60-year-old CEO in his usual sharp suit. The other was Jared from IT, a 25-year-old who'd only been here a few months. They were sitting too close, and Harrison had a hand on Jared's shoulder. Then Harrison said, almost a whisper, "Nobody can know about this. If word gets out, we're both finished." My chest tightened. I didn't know what I just stepped into, but it felt wrong. I backed off, finished my rounds, and told myself to forget it, but that line kept replaying in my head. Over the next week, Jared's life changed overnight. He got promoted to senior systems administrator, a job people usually waited years for. He got a big raise and a private office right next to Harrison's. On my shifts, I kept seeing Jared stay late, then disappear into Harrison's office with the door shut. People started whispering. Someone from accounting joked that Jared must have blackmail material. Then I saw a new BMW in the garage with Jared's name on the parking tag, and the whispers got louder. About a month after the first night, I heard them again. I was walking past and caught clear words through the door. Harrison said, "The quarterly reports need adjusting." Jared said, "I can do it, but we have to keep it clean." Then Harrison added, "Route it through the offshore accounts, Caymans, before the federal audit next month." I stopped in the hallway like I was checking my radio, but inside, I was panicking. This wasn't a secret relationship. This was fraud, and Jared was the tech guy helping cover it up. I thought about reporting it, but I was just a night guard. If I went after the CEO, I'd be the one who got crushed, and if I was wrong, I'd be done for sure. 2 weeks later, the company announced layoffs. 50 people. Budget issues, they said. I knew some of the names. A couple guys from day shift security had kids and rent due. That same week, Harrison pulled up in a brand new Tesla like nothing was happening. Jared was bragging near the elevators about a 2-week vacation to Dubai with his girlfriend. Watching people lose jobs while those two spent money made me feel sick, so I started documenting carefully. I kept dates and times in my notes every time Jared went into Harrison's office after hours. When I heard phrases through the door, I wrote them down right away so I wouldn't forget. A few times they were sloppy and left papers out on the desk when the door cracked open. I took quick photos, then walked away like I hadn't seen anything. One night, Harrison's assistant came back for a forgotten purse while I was snapping a photo, and I had to pocket my phone and pretend I was checking a lock. Another night, Jared spotted me and asked, "Everything okay out here?" And I smiled and said, "All good," while my hands were sweating. The documents showed vendor invoices that didn't make sense and IT projects with huge totals. Later, I checked a few names online and found fake addresses and shell companies. I also recorded audio on my phone when I caught clear lines like, "Delete the logs," or "Fix the audit trail." It took months because I couldn't rush it and I couldn't get caught. But little by little, it formed a pattern I could prove. Fake vendors, inflated spending, money routed out, and records cleaned up by IT access. When I finally had a full timeline, photos, and a few clear recordings, I decided I wasn't going to hand it to the company. I sent it out anonymously. I used a public computer and made a fresh email account, then sent the whole package to the SEC, the FBI tip line for financial crimes, and a local news station. After that, I went back to my shift and tried to breathe like a normal person. 2 weeks later, I was doing my rounds when I stepped onto the executive floor and saw 4 strangers in suits standing by Harrison's door. One flashed a badge to building management. Another was already holding a folder with my photos clipped inside. Harrison opened his office door with a confident smile, then froze when he saw the badges. Jared appeared behind him, clutching his laptop, and his face drained of color. An agent said, "Mr. Harrison, you need to come with us." Another pointed at Jared and said, "Step away from the computer, now." And for once, the executive floor was loud enough that everyone could hear it. Now people at work are blaming me for reporting it. Was I wrong?